All right, hey guys, we're here with Kaylin Cohn with KLC Creations, food truck, bakery truck mainly. I've known her since she was 16. She started working for Hill and I at the Mowequa location. I can still remember how she was such a hard worker and a firecracker to deal with and a lot of fun. But I wanted to bring her on to talk about her bakery, talk about all the things that she has going on. So Kaylin, just kind of give us a kind of a rundown of how you even got to getting into baking in general, and then what made you decide to go into the trailer.
Yeah, so I was actually a holiday baker for a while. I only did it around Thanksgiving and Christmas for our close friends and family. And then a few years went by and I had a couple people I've never messaged before, never talked to. They kind of messaged me and said that they've heard from so-and-so that I was doing holiday goods and would like to place an order. Well, at that time I was like, I'm not official, I'm not legit, I didn't have none of that. So I was like, well, I either need to do it only for just friends and family and kind of stay low, or, I do need to step it up and see what it takes to make it all official and start a business out of it. So that's kind of where I started talking with the health department to see what we could do to get it to be moved forward. And then I was looking into the cottage law, and they wanted to limit my menu on a lot of shelf stable items. And I was like, well, that's not going to work because a lot of my items is cheesecakes, cream cheese, a lot of dairy,
Right.
things like that. They need to be in the fridge or freezer. So I knew that was not an option. And then 2, you couldn't bake out of your own personal kitchen. It had to be a separate kitchen besides your personal. So I was like, well, adding on another kitchen out of my house, it's going to be too
What's the
much.
point?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. So then I had my uncle actually mention, he's like, what if you start a food truck? And I was like, who wants cupcakes and cookies at a festival? But then it started to get in my mind, and I started thinking what else could I do if I did do a food trailer?
Mm-hmm.
And it is kind of like a kitchen on wheels, so that could be my kitchen outside of my personal kitchen inside my home too. So that's where I kind of starting to pile pieces of information together, pricing food trailers, seeing what we could possibly get for the budget amount we wanted to set on, and what all the stipulations were with there. And that's where I kind of decide on my menu too of what we could offer at different fairs and festivals if we were to do a food trailer that was going to different events. So that's where I decided that I was just gonna do a food trailer and have it my mobile bakery.
And did you buy one used, or did you had one outfitted for you, I think,
yeah, I
right?
did, yeah. So we started off with a 7x12. I was gonna go small, and as you know,
So it's just you in there, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah. We outgrew that within, I think it was 6 months on the dot, actually. And I decided we're going to move from a 12-foot to a 16-foot. But we were looking at used ones. We were looking at new ones. And there was nothing that I was set on. Or a lot of them had the hood and the vent already installed, and grills and fryers and things like that. And I didn't need any of that.
You're right.
And then the used ones that were bare, you could tell they looked really used.
Right.
And I wanted something that I felt like I could eat off the floors, and I just couldn't find one. I wanted something very clean.
Yeah.
So then somebody recommended to have a quote put together to have one built. And in my head, I was like, to have one built myself, that's going to be outrageous.
Right, I would assume so.
So I actually got one quoted, and they were aligned with all the used trailers that we were finding off of Facebook Marketplace. So I was like, let's just...
Is that the first one?
That was the very first one.
Did you have the second one built out for you too, by the same company or different company?
Different company, both out of Georgia.
Okay.
We went and picked up the first one, and then the second one we went to Georgia too, but they actually delivered the second one to us. But it was a different company.
Did they charge for delivery, or was it just part of the package?
Well, originally they were going to charge for delivery, yes, but they ended up messing up my display case and putting it in a different area that was not agreed upon, and thankfully, we had text messages showing what we agreed upon prior to the order. We had the layout approved prior to the order. It came back completely opposite. So they actually they didn't charge us anything for the delivery fee.
That's good.
Yeah, it was nice.
So the first trailer, what was the deciding factor that you outgrew it? Was it just you were that busy, or there wasn't enough space for you to do all the different things you started to want to do?
Yeah, so I didn't think we'd outgrow it that quick, mainly because of product. So when we were going to events, I can only fit so much in a 12-foot trailer, along with myself and my register and my fridge, freezer. I got to have my doors to be able to open. Mm-hmm. And it was like I was just running my staff. I was running my husband to death at all events because I was like, hey, we're out of lemons for shake-ups. We're out of ice. We're out of, all this different product, where I was just running them every single event. And I knew I was like, I either have to downsize 2 events to go to just small events, or I'm going to have to do a different trailer. And I knew at that point too, our first few events, we were only doing like 4 or 5 menu items. And we started to add little things. And I was like, if I'm going to keep adding menu items, to make sure we are stocked up, then I'm going to need more space.
So that was kind of the deciding factor. When the trailer when you're not at an event, do you just keep it plugged in?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got our power on the side of our house. I got it powered 24/7.
Yeah. Which I assume because you don't have a storefront.
Yep.
So, you got to just keep it up and running. But have you ever had any issues with that? I've always been curious because I don't, I know Callie and Chapman with theirs, they have the storefront. So they can load and unload their stuff in and out without having to leave it plugged in 24/7.
So really the main issue, or the only issue we've had with it, has been winter. So we do winterize it, but we're no experts. We're still learning as we go too. The only thing we've really winterized is a boat.
Yeah.
It's a big difference when it comes to all the plumbing and such. So the first trailer we actually brought it back in March, and it was brand new. They told us that there was never any water that ran through it. We go up for our inspection at the very beginning of April and noticed that all of our pipes were frozen, and it completely busted it was like our water pump. So it completely busted. My husband had to hurry up and replace everything. We had to reschedule our first inspection because we didn't even have running water. And then our new trailer comes around, we winterize it, and thankfully we did a much better time. I shouldn't say we. My husband is the one that winterized all of it. He did a much better, because he knew we obviously ran water in it, so he knew it needed winterized. And there was just a small leak. I think something didn't get fully drained in the water heater itself. So it was dripping a little bit. Nothing serious, but we still replaced it because we don't want dripping water under our sink. But really that's been the only issue we've had with it powered at the house. And I have sensors on my fridge and freezer. So if anyone was to come and unplug the trailer or the power goes out, just anything, we have an alarm in the house, and it alarms my phone too if the temps go above or below what they're set to.
That's nice. I figured, in the summer, do you have to run the air conditioning in it?
I do.
Because otherwise it's going to get too hot and your compressors are just working overtime.
Yeah. So I do run, mainly because like sugar, I've got
your shelf stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So, it gets very hot in there, like very hot. So our sugar, we have bags, like 50-pound bags, just bags and bags and bags of sugar. I probably have 100 to 200 pounds of sugar at a time. And I'm like, I can't keep that much in a fridge.
Right.
Now, like our little container we use for shake-ups, we throw that in the fridge while we're not using it. But other than that, I like to keep the rest of the stuff in the trailer good. And especially lemons, too. You can't have them get real hot or they mold. So there's just not enough fridge room to
Does the air conditioning keep up in there as far as like when you're at an event? With all the...
It depends at events. Yeah. We had one where it was just so hot outside that every time we were opening the window to mainly transactions and orders and such, it picked up. So now on one side of the trailer where the air conditioner is, yes, you can go over there and it's pretty cool, but for the most part. But yeah, there are times where it definitely gets hot.
What are some of the struggles that you've had? I know a blessing struggle was you outgrew your first trailer so quick.
Yeah.
But that's more of a blessing one as opposed to, you've talked about the winterizing stuff. That's been an issue. But you guys, that one's figured out at this point. What were some of the other struggles that you had? And what kind of inspired your menu?
Yeah, so my menu, that is really based upon where I'm at, what other trailers are with me, the county. Some counties do not let us prep in advance. So like in Macon County, I have an annual permit, so I can prep.
Right, you're good to go there.
Continuously and go to events, and I have my stuff all ready to go. But there are certain counties where we went to where they want us to prep everything on the spot. So we know we have to get there earlier and just start baking ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I focus on my menu as to what I can offer that's quick to bake and that's still popular. I do change up my menu too based upon like the holidays. So like for the Mount Zion fireworks show, it was July 3rd. We went out there with like red, white, and blue lemonades and stuck a bomb pop on the top of it. We do like red, white, and blue cookies or cupcakes or different desserts. So it really depends on the time of year, where we're at, other trailers. Like we do hot dogs now too. But like if I'm out there with another hot dog trailer, I'm not going to do hot dogs because that's not, our main thing. We focus on desserts.
That's just something you add on if there's there's nobody else doing it, we can make the profit's pretty good. Yep. Why not just try to capitalize on
so we've been picking up some events at like KC Fines on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think we did a couple. And then there was one on Saturday or Sunday. They're pretty good.
Are they? Okay. Yeah. KC Fines, they've gotten pretty popular. They have a big selection of random stuff in there.
I like their little outdoor flea markets that they do. Yeah. So they have.
Is that Tuesday nights?
They do Tuesday and Thursdays, which I think we've only been to one Tuesday, and then we went to a couple Saturday and Sunday events that they did there. But at that one, like we were the main food truck, so they needed us to offer our hot dogs and nachos. So we've sold quite a few there. But yeah, if those other food trucks, I try to just focus mainly on our shake-ups and our desserts.
The baking.
Yep.
The baking stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
How many events are you getting to in Macon County versus like going outside of the county? Because once you get outside the county, you're at least paying for a day or 2 day or weekend, whatever health department license, which depending on the county can like be a factor whether you even want to be there or not, because you're not going to spend $100 or $75 for a 1 day thing when you're how many people are really going to show up, and like your profit might be $100, so you're not going to get.
And then your gas and
exactly. You've got all your other stuff. Yeah. So, what's your ratio right now? Would you say? Is it?
I think we've only done 3 events outside of county, and then we've got our 2 Tennessee shows that we do. So we do a Tennessee show in March, and we do a Tennessee show in October.
Talk about those. How did you even get into going to Tennessee?
That's all my husband. So he watches this guy on YouTube, and was just telling me how like large this truck fest is that they do. And I'm like, I'm not interested in no truck show. Okay, like seeing them and that's cool or whatnot, but like attending them and not so much. But he was like, no, like you got to see these crowds of people that go to this truck show. So then I hop on YouTube and start looking at these events that they do, and I'm like, holy cow, that's thousands. a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they did 2 truck shows that it was started like 10,000. The next one had like 15,000. We got lucky and got into the 3rd show. The 3rd show though had 30,000 people for 11 food trucks.
Dang.
It was absolutely unreal, and honestly, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into.
Were you able to keep up?
Absolutely not. No. I took a good crew down there. I got us all a cabin to stay in. And we were thinking we were going to be, again, this dessert truck and shake-up truck. Uh-huh. Well, apparently a lot of people from other states, because it's not all Tennessee there's people in there from Canada. It was just huge. And apparently nobody knew what a shake-up was. So on day 1, we didn't sell not one single shake-up, and I took enough shake-ups down there to prepare for 3,000 shake-ups. Lemons, cups, lids, straws.
So you're like, what?
Yeah. So the next day, we renamed them to flavored lemonades, and we ended up selling 30. But we were supposed to be there 12 hours both days, rough amount. It was kind of like a come early and stay as long as you possibly can. And we sold like thousands of hot dogs. I bought some locally from Heinkel's, took them down there. They were sold within the first couple of hours. And then we had to leave and go buy out Sam's and Walmart locally.
Yeah.
And just serve those the next day. And those were still out within
So nobody else was
3,
doing
4
hot
hours.
dogs at an event like that?
They were, but the lines were like down and wrapped
yeah,
around
yeah,
trucks.
okay.
I mean, we had a line for as soon as we opened the window.
Sure.
The line never ended. The line never got shorter. We never seen the end of it. It was just absolutely unreal. I mean, we had to swap who was, running window just to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It was just something that we've never
But
seen.
how'd you get
yet.
into it? I mean, did you just email
So,
or call?
no,
or?
actually, I just happened to be on Facebook at the right time. So, like I said, Zach referred me, said we need to try to get into this, and I didn't really think about it since then. I didn't message nobody, whatever. Well, I liked their Facebook page, and I happened to be scrolling on Facebook one time, and I seen them post a thing that said, vendor application, we're looking for food trucks, and it said it was just now posted. So I was like...
Yeah.
I messaged my crew real quick because I knew I couldn't run an event that way myself.
Right. Well, heck, you're gonna drive how many? 7, 8 hours?
It was 7 hours. Yeah.
So, to even get to the event?
Yeah. So I just knew that something like that I wouldn't be able to do myself. Even with Zach helping me, there was just no way.
Right.
So I hurried up and messaged them first and said, hey, if we did a Tennessee show, would anybody be on board to come help me? Well, to my surprise, every single one of them was like, yes, let's do it. You know. So.
Well, that's fun. That's fun.
It was cool. It was cool. I was shocked. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because they're great. They're willing to help me with whatever. But I'm like, you guys got to request off work. We got to be there a day earlier. Just all the different details. And it starts on, we had a drop trailer off on a Thursday. So we'd have to be off work Thursday, Friday. And then some of my girls work on Saturdays too. Sure. But yeah, I happened to be on Facebook at the right time, and I hurry up. As soon as they said they were all for it, I hopped back on that vendor application, and I submitted all the details, and I was approved. And then the second round, which would be this coming October, I didn't think they were going to let us back in because we sold out both days so quick, and we only had hot dogs and nachos. Why all these other vendors had just lists of these menus, and all I had was dessert. Our dessert was like the very last item to be picked from. People were just so hungry by the end of the night. All the
you
other
didn't sell a
vendors
ton
were
of
sold out.
dessert?
No.
It was mostly...
It was hot dogs and nachos and water and soda. So they told me honestly, they're like, if we let you back in for October, we really need you guys to be more of a food truck. And I'm like, I am not a food truck. I can't cook.
Yeah.
Okay, breakfast?
Yeah.
I'm all for some breakfast. I can throw down on some breakfast.
Yeah.
But food, no. So while I was on the phone with her, I kind of threw Zach under the bus, and I said, you know what? Yeah, my husband makes a really good pulled pork. I was like, he's great at smoking meat. So we can offer smoked pulled pork. And, me and Zach talked about it before, but he's not a food truck guy. He don't like handling food or cooking. That's not his area of expertise. So I didn't think he'd be down for it. But, I just wanted to make sure we got our foot back in the door for October. So I threw him in. And so I called him right after the phone and said, hey,
this is what we're doing.
I signed you up for pulled pork. Yeah, because I think that was the only way they were going to let us back in is if we offered more food. And that was the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
So they let you tent cook there. So we're just going to pop up a tent and take a commercial smoker. And
was it hard getting the food license there?
No.
And
it's so cheap.
Because, there's a lot of hoops in Illinois.
Yeah, it was a breeze.
Which, I understand. You want to be safe and all that stuff. But they definitely make it a challenge at times. And like you said, it's not cheap. Some of these counties, you're spending $100 for a one-day
Yeah, we paid $30 for the entire weekend.
That's crazy.
It was insane.
$30
for the weekend, and everything was a breeze with them. They didn't interrogate
They come
me
inspect and everything?
They did,
Yeah?
Yep, in the middle of the day because traffic. Whenever Zach and his mom had to go get us more hot dogs, it took them 4 hours to drive about a mile.
Gosh.
A mile because of the traffic. So that was the health inspector as well. She was in the midst of the traffic that she came in the dead center of our...
Are you going to take in October, you're going to take some sort of extra vehicle that's refrigerated or some sort of cooler so you can...
Yeah, we know we're not doing shake-ups. We took up 3 vehicles of just shake-up supplies. So...
And didn't...
No, we had, one vehicle with just the cups and lids because we had 3,000 cups, 3,000 lids, enough straws, and then we had our sugar, our lemons. We had everything prepared for 3,000 shake-ups. So that was 3 SUVs packed full. So...
In your current trailer, do you have an oven hood? Like you have a hood?
We do not, no.
You don't need, because you don't
Nope.
need it for your type of baking.
Nope. All I have is an oven, fridge, freezer, deep freezer, and then our hot dog roller, equipment warmer, like the commercial little warmers for our nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't think you had to have that at
Nope.
all.
Not until I have grease. So
Right.
when I have grease or anything, then I have to have that.
Yeah. Because we have certain electrical things,
Mm-hmm.
and or if it's gas, it has to be under a hood too,
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah.
But if it's electric and there's no grease involved, it doesn't have to. So I didn't think you had one, but
No, and luckily our oven's electric.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's lucky, but my generator hates our oven because it just pulls so much.
Yeah, it pulls a lot.
Yeah.
Now, was there hookups in Tennessee, or did you have to use the generator?
No, we used the generator for 3 days.
Gosh. 3 days and what, like 8+ hours a day?
Yeah.
Well, I mean longer because you had to just leave it running the whole time.
We
I mean,
had to leave it.
It was rolling.
Yes.
Did you, when you're driving it down there, did you just have it on?
Nope. So
Because it's powered by the truck.
No.
No?
Nope. No power whatsoever. So it was 7 hours, and luckily I must have a dang good fridge and freezer because our temps really did not.
No, I mean,
didn't,
heck, we've lost
know.
power in Maroa before, and I'll lose a few degrees in a 3-hour power outage. I'm still not even over 40.
Right.
So I mean that,
And really, the only thing though that we took the first time down, we took hot dogs. So we made sure those were actually on ice because we didn't want to chance them in the fridge. But everything else that we took the first time around, it didn't need to be in the fridge or freezer.
Yeah.
And we knew we were getting ice down there for the shake-ups. We went and got more lemons down there. And then like soda, water, things like that.
Yeah.
But
You do just can or bottle?
we were doing cans.
Cans.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if you had one of those, the small fountains.
No.
But that takes up so much space because then you got the bags and you got all the stuff.
Yep.
So, I know. Yeah, that's just kind of inefficient for space. But then again, heck, I mean, cans are so expensive now. I mean, you can't even sell them for $1 and really make.
Well, we were selling them. We usually sell our cans and our water for $2.
Yeah.
And we were doing the same thing down there. I mean, everybody seemed, and they were even telling us, other vendors were telling us, like, they upped their prices a little bit more. And I was going down there with our normal prices the first day, The first day I was as clueless as can be. I've never been to this event. I never knew what to expect. I was not prepared whatsoever. So I did the second day. We upped it a little bit more, but I was paying more for hot dogs since I was going through Sam's and Walmart paying full price and not my wholesale price, so.
Right. I mean, whenever you're going to like an event like that, I mean, do you like go look at the other trailers and see what they're charging for certain things so you can kind of gauge, okay, they're all charging $3 for a can of soda. There's no reason for me to charge $2.
Typically, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
But at this event, no. We just got hit so quick.
Yeah.
And like I said, the minute that we opened our window, it was just people. And it was just, we had to get up and get going. And the second day that we got there, we actually opened our window and started making pancake muffins because it's 8 o'clock in the morning and we thought people would want breakfast.
Yeah.
No, we had people wanting hot dogs at 8 o'clock in the morning because they had a very fun previous night. So they were ready for hot dogs. So
fair enough.
Again, I now know what we're getting ourselves into.
Are you going to do any bakery stuff when you go down there?
With it being October, I talked about that and I kicked it around, and I also talked with the event coordinator as well. I think we're going to do one good baked good because it's my staple.
It's still a bakery truck, right?
Yeah, like I have to be there for something.
Right.
I'm not doing my shake-ups.
Yeah.
I'm the baker. I can't. I'm sure Zach's gonna have a great old time on the smoker, but I had to offer something myself. So I think we're gonna do pumpkin bars.
Okay.
We make some pretty good pumpkin bars. And they're pretty popular around here, so I'm hoping everyone in Tennessee knows what a pumpkin bar is. And we can sell quite a few there. But I knew pan-wise, we can make a good amount in a good amount of time, too. And it's October, so it's still that fall item, too.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, those events, I mean, that's what makes it fun and worth doing. Like, I mean, that's why, Hill and I love the food business. Is like getting your butt kicked is what makes it fun. Like, because
it was a blast.
As long as you can get your butt kicked and make people happy at the same time, that's what makes it worth it. Getting your butt kicked and people complaining at you, that's zero fun.
Yeah.
But if you're getting your butt kicked and people are happy, I mean, that's why it's fun. I mean, that's what makes doing this business enjoyable.
It was a blast. I mean, my whole crew loved it so much that they're like, please let us come back. Like,
Yeah.
can we all just come back for the next event? And I'm like, why not?
So
you guys
profitable
are great.
wise, was it worth?
Oh, it was 100% worth it.
Worth doing. And
Yes.
now you're going to be more prepared for October.
Yes.
So
I
you'll
think
you
it'll
should
be a lot better.
Yeah, have X number of hours extra
Yes.
of selling stuff.
Well, and because I wouldn't say I wasted so much money on shake-ups because I still used that product, except some lemons I had to sell
Sure.
at a cheaper price to get rid of. But like our lemons and cups we're still going through. Actually, I'm on my last couple sleeves. But I spent all that money ahead of time thinking
Right.
we were going to get rid of all these shake-ups, and we didn't. So that's, again, why I'm just thinking I just can't wait for October because I know that it's going to be just a much better
How many hot dogs
outcome.
can you fit on that roller?
I think it was 28 hot dogs, which
28?
isn't much.
Right, 28. And how long do they have to be on the roller to be done?
It depends on the hot dog. So the past couple times we went to Heinkel's, they've actually had the jumbo dogs rather
Those
than
thick
the
ones, like is that what you use
Yes.
from Sam's? You know those thicker ones?
Yes, yeah.
How
So
long did those take? Because
those take longer. So
Yeah.
that's why I do like the thinner ones when they have them. I just have to make sure I place a special order with them a month prior to us
Okay,
going.
so the thin ones. How long does
Yeah.
one of those take?
They're usually about 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah,
So-
it all depends on if I had it all hot beforehand.
So
but-
are you gonna need another one of those in October?
So what we were
28.
doing, I know. So we were getting ahead of
Is it
time.
putting them in a warmer?
So we
Okay,
had our
okay,
oven
okay.
on low, and we were keeping them in there, just keeping the oven warm and putting trays in there. But we
Okay.
were going through them just so quick. But as long as I had one of my girls just on top of it, we were staying pretty much on it. And we also did pretzel bites last year or March too. That was taking up our oven when we needed it for the hot dogs. So we know we're going to eliminate those and just focus
hot
mainly
dogs.
on food, hot dogs, nachos, pulled pork nachos, and our pumpkin bars, and then drinks.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't hear many people venturing out of state
Yeah.
anymore as far as, I mean, but if it's that, I mean, not saying it's easy, but as far as easy to work with a state like
Yeah.
Tennessee or whatever county that was to get in the door and to get set up, I mean, that is a big contributing factor
Yeah.
to being able to go do something like that. We kind of went off on that tangent, but have you had any other like struggles? I mean, like those are just learning curve things, different events. You've done some other, I mean, were there some I know you said you did like 3 other ones outside of county. Were those worth doing? Were they after you pay the fee, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I believe we did Iliopolis Fest last year. That was pretty good. We did it again this year. It wasn't as good as last year, but we were still pretty busy. So I would definitely do that one again. We did the Paint a Popcorn. So that was pretty good. We love Paint a Popcorn. That one is a hit for us every time.
for the bakery items?
Yes.
Or
Bakery items. Yeah, we do our pina colada pineapples there, and they love those.
Good.
And we sell a lot of shake-ups there too, and our baked goods. But those pineapples and our shake-ups are probably the top selling itams in Pana.
okay. And then what was the third one? Or was the third one Tennessee?
We had it was a Taylorville farmers market. That one didn't treat us so well, but I was told to go like when they do the car shows. The car shows typically bring in more people
Sure.
too, so that kind of helps. But yeah, that farmers market, paid a event fee for or a temporary permit fee for, and it just
Didn't
wasn't
take off?
No.
Has it been hard getting into some of these events and whatnot around Macon County, or are you doing a lot of cold calling? Is it just word of mouth and someone reaching out to you? Is it a
Yeah.
combination of all of it? Or?
It's kind of a combination. I can honestly say at the very beginning I was scared that I wouldn't be able to get my foot in the door because I always heard from other people that it's booked in a year in advance. So I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be, struggling to find these events. But shockingly, I have not had any issues finding events. Usually people tag me in posts, word of mouth, people message me, people reach out to me. I can honestly say I don't think I've really reached out to any events asking them to join besides just people tagging me or them reaching out to me already.
Right.
So that's been good.
I'm curious. So, you have your Macon County Health Department license. So you can serve anywhere in the county.
Yep.
Has any of the towns charged you anything to come in or any of the events or anything like that? I know some I've heard do, some don't.
A
Some
lot
are
of
just
events.
wanting you to be there. But
Yeah.
I mean, as far as if you just wanted to go, say you do a business in Argenna, and you just went to set up there, you don't have to say, hey, Argenna, I need to pay you a fee or anything, right? You don't have to do any of that.
It's really dependent upon the city
Uh-huh.
because, like, I don't know about Argenna specifically, but say Pana. So Pana popcorn, you have to get the temporary permit for
Right, yeah.
through the county,
Mhm.
and then you also have to get a city permit to operate in Pana. So
Do they charge for that permit?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
is
so
it because of that event or just...
it's because you're operating in Pana city limits, so
Okay.
it's just a Pana requirement. I forgot the other little city we went to, and they did the same. Monticello. Monticello charges a little just to be able to sell within their little town. They charge like a $20 or $25 little city sailing fee, but and then again you have your temporary permit fee.
But
through
Decatur
the
doesn't
county.
charge anything, right? I mean, like, you have your Macon County fee and you're good, right?
Well, there's places and events that you go to that they do charge.
Well, sure, the events,
Yeah,
but
events.
the city isn't.
Oh, no.
They're
No.
not coming in and saying, hey, you're wanting to set up.
No, you just have
Because-
your city taxes.
Right,
Yeah.
sure.
But no.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I was just curious how that works. I mean, I know it's kind of a mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, but that's all factoring into, is it worth going to set up?
Yeah.
Because if you've got, you know, you have your Macon County, so outside of Macon County, though, if you have to pay $100 to be there for the weekend, and it's a 2-day event,
Yeah.
and you've got to pay the city another $30,
Mm-hmm.
and then like you've got your gas, you've got your labor, you've
Yeah.
got all your stuff and your supplies. I
We
mean,
actually went to, that's what I was thinking when you said that, we actually went to LaSalle Speedway and did an event there that we thought was going to be huge, lots of interest,
Uh-huh.
you know, things like that. That's about almost 2 hours to
Yeah.
get there. So we drove the 2 hours, we paid the event fee and things like that, and that was actually our first and luckily and hopefully only, but I'm sure there will be times again, that we actually lost money at. So, you know, it's kind of like a gamble of those things, but it really depends too of where they put you, trailer wise. You know, if they've got a food court area with a circle of food trailers around and everybody thinks that that's the only food trailers and you're down here all by yourself in the open.
right.
you know,
Location at the events matter.
Yes.
Things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
no matter what, you got to have a good spot, so that way you get
Yep.
the visibility, so
Yep.
everybody knows you're there. Because they're just, like you said, they're just going to the area.
Yeah. And I mean, then that area had lines all night, and yeah, it was awful. So, but again, it's kind of like a gamble with those things
Sure.
too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
Not all of them have event mats to tell you like where you're going to be when you get there. You show up and they're like, oh, you're going to go right there. So.
Which makes it kind of difficult because then you're like looking over there, like, well, there's 4 in
Yeah.
the group over here. We're going to be over here by ourselves.
Yep.
What are the chances that?
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to go for more the one-stop shop.
Yeah. Especially when it's a whole long walk to go to
Uh-huh.
the other area. And like I said, you just think that that's the main food area right there. So.
So has your favorite event been the Tennessee?
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yes,
I mean,
it was a blast.
are you looking to do any more out-of-state events? I mean, if it was that much fun and it was that friendly to work with, and I mean, because I know you've done the Devon,
Yeah.
at least a handful of times.
Oh yeah, I've done the Devlin
A lot.
quite a bit. Yeah.
Is that a good?
Yeah,
I mean,
love
is that
doing
good
Devon.
every time, or is it
No.
is it just depend on the performer and whatnot? Because I know they sell their own food.
Yeah.
And they sell quite a bit of. They had a pretty big variety whenever I was there last, more than the year before, than the last year.
Yeah.
I thought, anyways.
They do limit our menu quite a bit. Like last year we could do shake-ups and drinks. This year we can't. And at first I was kind of thinking, I'm like,
Is it worth
am
it?
I going to do it this year? You know,
Yeah.
there was a lot of talk between me and my crew to see if we were going to do it. My crew was like, I don't think so. But then I got into my own head and I'm like, I made my food trailer to do desserts. So why am I going to shut down the Devon because I'm only doing desserts? That doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I agreed. I'm like, well, that's why I made my trailer. So I'll do it
Let's
again
try
this
it.
year, and we're going to do just desserts. So I knew to stock up on our homemade desserts and ice cream. And I mean, every time we go down there, we sell a lot of ice cream. We
Sure.
sell our normal desserts too, but we go through a lot of ice cream down there.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm wondering. I've always wondered. I know there's other food trucks that are selling similar items to their concession,
Yeah.
but their concession's pretty cheap.
Well, and they don't let you have the same items as their concession. So, like, you know how
Okay.
we do hot dogs?
Right, and
We
they have hot
can't.
dogs. Right.
There was like a jalapeno cheddar Polish sausage they did.
Yeah.
So we can't do our jalapeno cheddar hot dogs either because it's just too similar.
Sure. Okay. Okay. I
They
got
would
it.
let us do like our cinnamon sugar pretzels since they don't do cinnamon sugar, but we couldn't do our regular because they have regular pretzels.
Yeah.
So you kind of just got to watch so that way you don't have the same items as there, which again, understandable.
Yeah. No, I get it. They're trying to make money
Yeah.
too, but it's nice that they're trying to get other local places to come there and promote them. I mean, because it's a good way to get your name out.
Yeah.
And somebody asks you to come to an event.
Yeah, luckily we always keep our business cards on our trailer too, and I think almost every event I have people ask either for a business card or where to find us, our Facebook page, you know,
Right. So
somewhat.
that
And I
way
get a
they
lot of
can get a hold of
events
you.
off that.
And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, back to out of state. Are you thinking about trying to get into some of those, like to find some more?
It depends on the event. Now, if I come across or Zach comes across another big old truck show like that, absolutely. It was great. It was a great time for all of us. But again, it really just depends on how big it is, how many food trucks they have, you know, what everything looks like. But I like to travel, so I'm always down for a road
Well,
trip.
it helps. Zach is completely fine with hauling all your stuff for you, and
I wouldn't say completely fine, but
well, he doesn't have a choice. he's gonna be fine with it.
He's a trooper, yes, yeah.
But I mean, and then going. I mean, it's just something fun to do and
Yeah.
something different, and you're getting your butt kicked in a totally different way than your dessert way.
Right.
And so, I mean, that's pretty unique. I just think that would make it a little bit more fun. Obviously challenging.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you have a kid,
Yeah.
that also makes it a challenge. You
Yeah,
know,
we
so-
took both of our kids
Yeah.
last time. We will not be doing that again. That was not a good idea.
Yeah. So
whatsoever,
that's
but-
also a deter. You know,
Yeah.
it deters a little bit because obviously if you're doing that even one weekend a month,
Yeah.
I mean, that would be hard
Yeah,
to do.
it is a lot.
But I mean that's cool that you were able to pull that off, getting into that. But it's like it makes you think. So is there not? I mean, not enough local places that
I
try
know
to
they
get
have
in?
a wait list. And that's kind of another thing that scares me as to like how long we'll be able to keep our foot in the door. Will they be rotating vendors? I heard talk about like them wanting to keep it to more local businesses. So who knows if they'll let us
Yeah.
back in the future? I have no idea. I'm just hoping that us going in there fully prepared for our October show, I hope that shows them that
Yeah, it'll be.
we can supply food, you know,
Right.
in that high demand. And I'm hoping it just keeps our relationship good and we can go back in March. But
Was there an event fee for that one?
there was an event fee, but luck for how much we made, their event fee was very minimal.
Yeah.
So
But they
I
know
was-
that. I mean, that's why.
Yeah.
I mean, those types of events, I understand why they're charging some sort of
Oh, yeah,
fee.
for sure.
If they're supplying you 25 to 30,000 people to 11 choices,
Yeah.
I think that gives them the right to. Some of these events I see, they're going to charge you even if it's just $50
Yeah.
for a one-day thing. It's like it's a festival. You literally could have 500 people come to it and that's it.
And that's
you're,
what
you're one of
kind
4 or
of
5 vendors. It's like, okay, well then
Yeah.
the pool is extremely small.
That's what kind of helped me decide with that Tennessee show too, is when I was doing the application, I seen the event fee on it. I was like, this is half the price of our local fair, our little county fair that we do here, you know,
Goodness gracious.
and they have
I see. I
10
couldn't
times
just
the amount of people.
Yeah, I couldn't, and
So-
it's almost guaranteed. I mean, they're selling
Yes.
tickets.
Yes.
As opposed to, and that's what I mean. That's what kind of floors me is even some of the small festivals.
Mhm.
It's just like I get you're trying to like make some money for the festival,
Yeah.
but if you don't make it enticing to have businesses there that want to sell their product, then I don't. I mean, I just don't. I mean, I don't think either
Yeah.
person's winning.
There's definitely some that I don't agree with that we probably won't be doing next year, especially with, I will be taking the trailer full time as my business, so it's like I really have to start watching which event fees I pay
Yeah.
and which events are worth it and which ones aren't worth it, because if I'm doing this full time, I really got to start, strategizing my money a little bit better. So
So what have been some of your favorite things owning your own bakery? and especially it being on wheels, which is totally different than a storefront. Because you've been doing it for what, a year and a half now? Like
Yeah, our
our
grand
formally.
opening was last April. The
Right,
first trailer.
Right.
Yep.
So not quite a year
Yeah.
and a half of
Yep.
being an official food trailer business. What have been some of your favorite things?
I don't want to give myself a big head or anything, but it's just hearing all the compliments.
I mean,
you know?
that's part of the
Like,
reason why we do what we do.
I don't know. Like going out to these events and having people just hype you up about your desserts, and you guys have great desserts. You guys have great shake-ups. You know, like, oh, I love this. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. And I actually had one guy tell me at the Devon last Sunday night, he said, oh, I wish you guys were here every weekend. I'm going to have to go talk to somebody at the Devon and see if you guys can be here every weekend with your desserts. And, like, hearing things like that, I'm like, yes. Like,
but that's what keeps you going, because the next event, you could barely break even, but you're like, I know we have good stuff.
Yeah.
It just was a bad event.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, heck, I love getting a Google review about Crawford's saying that, this is the best pizza I've ever had. I mean, I don't think it's a big head thing. I think that's, at the end of the day, we all like positive affirmation to, like, what we're doing is making people happy.
Right.
I mean, because at the end of the day, that's what we need to do to turn a profit, to pay our people, to keep it going.
Yeah. And we get a lot of, like, Facebook comments and posts too about, our products and stuff, and we don't get many of the actual official reviews though. And I'm like, I'm having to share them just to kind of show people that, our business is being talked about, and here's other people's recommendations and how they feel. But we don't get the actual official reviews like on our Facebook page. People just rather make posts, which again is fine. We'll share them. And
as long as you're getting the tag and getting that, I mean, it is at least showing up on it's going to show up on other people's stuff.
Yeah. And then when you get all the additional likes and stuff.
Right. And then Facebook itself, I mean, the algorithm's changing all the time. So it's like, I mean, sometimes I do feel like getting the post and getting the tag almost gets more feedback from other people than the review, because the review can show up and you like
only
it
on your page,
but it's just on your page. So unless somebody's going there looking at your reviews, usually
that's true,
it doesn't show up. But that's just the ever-changing revolving door of marketing now, because of social media, all social media platforms. It's it's changing all the time, and we're trying to figure it out.
Facebook has definitely helped our business. So,
oh yeah. I mean, it's a great tool to at least stay connected with a certain amount of your audience. Yeah,
that's kind of, again, where we started this whole thing, was Facebook. I mean, my close friends and family would just make a picture and say, thanks for the Thanksgiving such and such, and then that's when people would start, trying to add me on my personal page. And I'm just weird about adding people on my personal Facebook. I'm like, I don't know you. I post about my kids, things like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I'm gonna add. I'm gonna make me a goodie Facebook page. And I was like, what am I gonna call this? That's where KLC Creations came, and then we had to add our little middle initial on there because when I went to go official file through the state, it was already taken. So had to do something that everybody still knew it was me, but we still had to make a official name for it. So it worked out. It played in our favor.
Yeah. What other things? I mean, obviously, the compliments are awesome.
Yeah.
What other things have been like that you didn't realize you would really enjoy about owning your own business?
Well, I'm not full-time with my own business yet, so I can't really say the whole flexibility of time, because I have no time, no flexibility whatsoever.
Full-time job and bakery leaves you very little time.
But besides that, really just to know that I've got that extra income that I'm supplying for myself and my family, because prior to me doing the whole baking thing, it was pretty tight. We were pretty much living paycheck to paycheck. On both of our full-time jobs, so there wasn't really vacations or shopping or any of that extra stuff that you want. But since then, we've went on a couple family vacations and got to enjoy that extra time. So I would say that the compliments, the support that we've gotten overall, all the extra help from other small businesses too, or the local food trailers too, the support that they give us is unreal. Like,
that's
the
awesome.
food trailer group is just a different type of family, So,
Which I mean, I had no clue that. I mean, that's cool.
yes.
Especially since, I mean, I'm sure there's some that are competitive. I mean, you guys are, there's
I
some that are competitive with each other, but
luckily, I mean, food trailer wise, I have not ran into any person that has showed us any type of, animosity or
yeah,
like,
no, but that's what I'm
competition
saying.
or
That's
anything.
nice that that's
Yes.
the case, even
Yeah.
though you guys are still competing for customers. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you want the customer, they want the customer, but there
mean,
is
our-
enough to go around.
Our very first large event, our lemon squeezer, our lemon smasher broke. And we were at a local county fair. The actual the lemon bit stand next to us actually gave us one of their extra backup squeezers to use. And I was just,
That's
I was like,
awesome.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if I would do that, but that's great. Thank you. You know?
that's
And
amazing.
We've run into that multiple events, not our lemon smasher specifically, but like we needed it filled up on water and I forgot my hose. So like the guy would come and fill up our water for us. And it's just little things. In Tennessee, we needed a extension cord and the trailer next to us was like, oh, we got one. Let me go run and grab it for you. Brought it to us, saved the day. It's just little things like that they don't need to help us, but they're more than willing to.
That's awesome. And I mean, why not? I mean, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, good karma. Like,
Right.
I'm sure that it's happened to them probably, and they're
Yep.
like, and now I'm sure if you saw another trailer
Yep.
struggling, even if they were selling desserts,
Yeah.
if you could give them an extension cord or whatever to help them out, you'd do the same.
I mean, I've even offered a local trailer to use our generator one time because theirs was broke. And I'm like, well, we're powered to the house. I'm not doing an event. As long as I've got my generator back by our next event, I'm good. Go ahead. They didn't end up needing it. But, because I'm a firm believer in good karma and I don't need any extra bad luck. So, yeah, if I can offer it, I gladly will.
No, that's awesome. I didn't even think of that community.
Yeah.
I mean, because it is its own community. It's not the same as the brick and mortar.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's.
We all know each other's struggles.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, because the trailer stuff is just different. I mean, with that being said, though, what other have there been any other like big like hiccups that you're like, I just never thought that I would need this
Yeah.
for an event, and it's like now you can give what is some advice you would give somebody that wants to get into because I feel like I hear a lot of it now. I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs have the idea of like, it'd be, food trailer. It's so easy, I mean, all I have to do is, it's on wheels. I drive it around. I park it. I make money.
Yeah.
I drive it back, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you still have fees and all sorts of taxes and all sorts of filing and all this, and this, that have nothing to do with running your day to day.
Yeah.
You have to do on the back end to be open.
It's definitely a lot. Like,
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like I said, with my first trailer, I didn't know what I was getting into. So when I started noticing things and what could help me improve, I actually had a notepad that I kept and was like, if I ever get to the point where I pay this trailer off, that was my original thought, was I'm going to pay this trailer off and I'll get a bigger one.
Yep.
Well, obviously we only lasted 6 months, so we didn't pay it off completely. We ended up getting a bigger one. But I kept a notepad of everything that I wanted to be changed or what could help us in the future on if I were to ever get a larger trailer. It was like more storage. I wanted a larger window. I wanted a display case because our menu's always changing and people's always ask me, what's this look like? What is this?
Sure.
I wanted to keep my ramp door just because, I have heavier, larger equipment that I move in and out to deck scrub our floor that gets super sticky with lemons. There was just a quite the list, honestly, of things that I wanted to change if we were to get it. So I don't really know how you would do that without exploring what you need in a trailer. So I don't really have any advice there. You just really have to know what you want.
Yeah.
And really the only advice I have personally regarding the business is mainly like if you were to stick your toes into the business world, to make sure you have that work-life balance still. I'm still trying to figure mine out because, like I said, I'm still working full-time and I'm doing my business. At the very beginning of this, I thought I was only going to do it for a year doing both, and now we're a bit over a year now.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I've got 2 littles and a husband, and I don't feel like I spend much time with them.
Sure,
so
sure.
It's,
Yeah, I mean,
it's a
you're-
lot.
you're trying to keep a business afloat and work a full-time job, and it just takes a lot of prep work.
Yeah. It's
for
a lot
that.
of prep work, and not only the events, you know, we do the orders outside
Right, you
of the
just do
events
special
too.
orders.
So we have quite a bit of orders, thankfully, but
Yeah.
it's still a lot because, you know, I'm working on those orders Monday through Friday. Friday, I'm usually getting all of our stuff ready for the Saturday or Sunday events. Sunday, I'm having to, or Sunday or Monday, depending on where our events lie, we have to clean out the trailer, you know, and just everything gets a sticky mess, especially if you're overloaded on shake-ups or pineapples, then there's fruit everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's hours itself that you got to do and work 7 to 3:30. So, yeah.
As far as, you know, equipment, things like that, I mean, how much research did you already have an idea what you needed? So, I mean, you know, somebody that's
Kinda.
looking in, you know, I was fortunate, you know, I grew up in, you know, my parents having the pizza factory, so I knew what equipment I needed, except for the fact that I was going to venture off into adding fryers and, you know, inside seating. So, you know, all that stuff. I mean, like you said, there's certain things that you can't give the person enough advice.
Yeah.
Because you just have to do it and figure it out. Because
Yes.
I can tell you how to run a restaurant till I'm blue in the face, but until you actually have to deal with it, because there's still new issues that happen to Hill and I, you know, 13 years later.
Yeah. I mean, we're a year and a half and we're still changing things.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to improve us. Just little things here and there. Like I just changed up our whole POS system of how we print our tickets and our ticket holding and all that different things. So I'm still trying to get our complete flow down and see what works best, and mainly too like the organization key of where we can add things or shelves or hanging baskets or things like that will help us organize, because we have to keep all of our product in the trailer.
Right.
So that's another thing. But the equipment wise, I mean, I knew I needed a fridge. I knew I needed a freezer. I knew I needed an oven, a prep station. Luckily, our fridge and freezer have that stainless steel countertop area to where we can prep on. But I actually I bought one freezer first off of another business, and we went to go load it into the first trailer that we had and realized that, yeah, it measured correctly, but in order to get it through our ramp door had a lip, and we just couldn't tilt it enough to get it so it didn't work. So we had to resell that fridge and go and buy a new fridge. And that one we luckily found off of another business in St. Louis and got a heck of a deal for it. Went and picked that up, and then the freezer, we didn't have much luck finding, you know, what we wanted off of someone else, so we ended up buying a new freezer. And it fit well, but it's really like the measurement pieces. Once you have your trailer, then you got to measure where everything needs to go. Because my first original layout that I had in our trailer that I loved wasn't going to work, because then I was blocking half my window, and it just, so we had to place
When you did the next one, did you keep all the equipment you already had
I did.
and just transferred it?
Yes, except
Okay.
the generator, because our trailer plug's a 50 amp plug, and our previous generator didn't have a 50 amp plug, so we knew with added equipment we were going to need to not use an attachment to route the 30 to a 50, we needed to just use our 50. So we knew we needed a generator with that specific plug on it. So I sold the generator with the old trailer.
So I know you're going to be quitting your job soon, and you're going to be doing this full time. What is the goal, I guess? Is it just pour into this trailer and everything? Or, I mean, storefront? Is that a hope? Is that the dream? What is the hope, I guess, of now it's going to be your full-time thing? So you're adding 40 hours a week, in theory, that you could pour into something you're already pouring probably 40 hours a week into.
I am, yes. I want to replace my 7 to 3:30 with baking.
Yeah.
I want to do my prep work, my baking, my cleaning my trailer, my everything in that time, so that way at 3:30 I can potentially clock out and have that to be with my family again. Just kind of swapping jobs there. In the future, I do potentially want a storefront. I want breakfast and bakery. I love breakfast.
Mhm.
Sunday breakfast have
Yeah.
always been in our family. I love to throw down on some breakfast.
Yeah.
If you know me, I have a family of 4. So, but I make for like an army. So,
Sure.
and I like to have like a buffet. Like I like to have all the assortments so nobody can say, I don't like biscuits and gravy. Well, it's not just biscuits and gravy. You got every other breakfast item there
Yeah.
to choose from. So, and sometimes I'll invite like our family over, or sister or my cousin come over and come eat breakfast with us too, because I just make so much.
Yeah.
But I do want to have a breakfast bakery. I want to have like a breakfast till early afternoon, mid-morning, and then have just bakery the rest of the day. We don't have like a real bakery, We've got coffee shops that have the little goodies and the display cases.
Sure.
We've got our donut shops that's got their goodies.
Do we have a real like cake? There used to be a couple indicator that were like
Yeah.
real like legit cake bakeries,
Yeah.
like where you'd go get whatever. I mean, but
I know. I just want that place that you walk in, you're like, oh, I want a cookie or a cupcake or
Yeah.
a loaf of bread, a fresh loaf of bread, cinnamon rolls that is fresh. It's not frozen. It's not all that added stuff
Right.
in. You walk in, it smells so good. Like, that's just the dream.
Yeah.
But when the time's right, everything's got to play out. We've thought about doing a prefab building. We've priced out some land. We've done some quotes on buildings. We've thought about that. We've thought about buying a couple buildings. We went and looked at multiple buildings. We've looked at a couple buildings for lease. We've looked out a bunch, but none's completely set or called to us yet. So
Yeah.
we're just
So that's good that you're doing all that research now.
Yeah.
I mean, at least at the end of the day, when you are completely ready, you'll know exactly, I need 2,300 square feet at least.
yeah.
I need this much for the kitchen, this much for the dining, and, whatever. This is the roundabout location area I want, all that
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, which takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're working on that now is a big advantage for
Well,
when
mainly
you're
location too. I'm very picky about my
ready.
location.
You have to be.
Yes, I want to stay as close to home, to our clientele as possible, especially if it's my full-time thing, I'm going to be at my bakery all the time. I want it
Right,
as
you
close
don't want to drive
home.
30 minutes
Exactly.
there and back and
Yeah.
basically adding an hour to your workday.
Exactly.
You want to keep it reasonably close so that way, which makes a lot of sense. And I mean, that's really smart to,
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you're trying to figure out exactly where you want to be.
Yeah.
Having
Not
that-
much empty lots by us, though. That's the downfall. But again, there might be something that opens
There
up
might be
that
something that opens up.
we could
and-
revamp into a bakery.
Right. I mean, that's probably the goal, really. I mean,
Yeah.
to renovate something that
Yeah, because building costs
building costs are crazy.
crazy.
And then you're dealing with, I mean, heck, you got to buy the land, and then you got to go through all these permits and all this stuff, as
Yeah.
opposed to, I mean, there's still going to be permits and stuff involved in a remodel, but nothing like
Yeah, the new build and
building from the ground up. And
yeah, it's a lot.
yeah, it is a lot. I mean, we did that obviously in Maroa, and it was one heck of
Yeah.
a process.
And you're working on another.
We're building the gym
Yeah, that's
right
what I
now in
thought. I knew we were
Forsyth,
working
and
on
that's
it.
that's been a whole adventure
Yeah,
in itself.
I couldn't imagine.
and
I
whatnot.
built a food trailer, and that was that was a lot.
Two now, 2 food trailers.
Two now.
2 food trailers.
The second one was about as hectic as the first one. So
When's your next event?
Saturday,
Saturday, we're at
Weichels Fest.
Weichels Fest. So just on
Yep, it's
Weichels Road.
Weichels Road.
Is it
Yep.
by Pop's Place?
Right across the street from Pop's Place will be. They'll have that little strip blocked off across from
Okay.
Pizza Place and Pop's Place, right in between. They'll
Okay.
have the
So
food
right
trucks
right
there.
in that area. That's your
Yep.
next event on Saturday. Is that during the day or at night?
It is like all day, so we can
Okay.
get there as early as 9. Car shows 2 to 6. They have some bands playing after the car show, and then.
And
so-
then do you have something the weekend after?
No, we are cutting it off to prepare for the Farm Progress Show.
When is that again? I know it's coming up.
August 26th, 7th, and 8th.
Are you excited?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean, that's a lot of
nervous.
people.
It's a lot of people.
That's like truck show, right? That's like
Yeah,
that's Tennessee truck show people.
but this ain't no cooking on the spot, and this is strictly only desserts, no shake-ups, no drinks, no water, no hot dogs, no nachos.
Okay, so it is. This is
This is a dessert only.
They made it clear. Hey, this is what
Yep,
you can do.
they had to approve my menu. And actually, somebody referred me to that too, so whoever that was, thank you. I don't know who it was. They never mentioned any names, but again, that word of mouth.
Yeah,
They called me and was
still the best form of advertising.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had to go through like 4 chains of people to get us approved and finalized to be there. So yeah, they approved my menu, and we're going with a bunch of desserts, and they told me to prepare for at least 15,000 individual items to be served. So
that's awesome.
It's great.
I mean,
it's
that's
just
gonna be
nerve-wracking.
well.
It's nerve-wracking.
I mean, technically at your biggest event, because Tennessee was your biggest event, but
For
your
now,
biggest Illinois event
Yes.
will be this Farm Progress show.
Yeah,
right?
We'll see if it surpasses the Tennessee show. Until October, we'll see if,
Yeah, I mean, well, the nice thing is, obviously, you got a lot less expense in gas and everything.
Yeah, but, it wasn't too bad. Well, no, we went in our Suburban last time, so that was pretty pricey.
Yeah.
We're going in our new truck, which is a diesel, and it pulls the trailer a lot better than that Suburban did, so we might save
save
a
some
lot
money.
in gas.
Yeah. So Farm Progress show, that'll be your biggest one. I mean, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. It's just the prep work, and I know, especially still, like I said,
It was
I'm
smart.
working,
You're taking
so
time off, though, to make sure you're
just the Farm Progress days I'm taking off.
Well, no, I'm saying as far as, like, you're not taking on any events between then.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I've only got, like, 2 little birthday orders to do, and they're simple. So, yeah, no, I made sure to not take on anything else, no other orders, no other events in between that time, because I'm going to start.
Mm-hmm. Is fall busy? I mean, what is busy? I mean, what is the busiest season? That you've done it for over a full year. I mean, obviously winter is not busy, but.
So I don't know, because our Thanksgiving and Christmas is very busy.
Yeah.
Not event wise, but again, we're preparing out of the trailer for those events on our home base.
But there's a lot more fall events now around here.
There is more fall events, but again, compared to like your summer months, no.
Sure.
But we have a really good fall menu, and I mean, I have people messaging me as early as the end of July saying, "Hey, when's that fall menu coming?" And I'm just like, "No." I already made a Facebook post to announce like our fall menu does not come out until September 1st. I'm not an early fall person. August is still summer.
Yeah.
So no, our fall menu comes out September 1st. And that's when I'll do all the pumpkin, apple spice, cinnamon rolls, things like that. But those are very popular. I mean, even people that don't go to our fall events, they're messaging me trying to get pans of pumpkin bars and pumpkin rolls and our pecan pie cheesecake. I mean, it's just, our fall menu is crazy.
So how do people just, I mean, if they want to get something, can they do small orders with you? I mean, obviously they can't just Facebook message you say, "Hey, I want 2 pumpkin bars and 2 chocolate chip cookies."
Yeah.
They're going to have to come to an event for like
Yes.
small stuff like that. But how does somebody that listens to this podcast reach you and then know what your current menu is, or can they make special requests? How does all that work? So like somebody that has never had any of your stuff, doesn't know you, kind of, tries you out.
Yeah, so with each event, before the event, I always post what we're having for that event. Always. I always post our menu because I do change it up every event. I don't want to have the same things every single time. So I do post that for event-wise. After the event, if it's a slower event or whatever the case may be, I have a lot of my people even save us as like a favorite on our Facebook page, so that way they can see my post quicker. Because I will make a post after. If there's any extras, I'll make a big thing and say, "Hey, everybody, here's the extras that I have from this event," and they'll just buy them directly from there. And those go very quick because I usually list them at a little bit of a discounted price. And then our fall menu I announce, and usually I have that at all the fall events because it's mainly all just the pumpkin stuff. But regarding like special requests, they can message me on our Facebook page and ask for whatever, or send me like a little inspo picture if it's certain cupcakes or cake or whatever the case may be, and I can shoot them a price back. But for individual, like single items, like you said, 2 cupcakes, 2 chocolate chip cookies. It's an event.
You got to go to.
They're gonna have to go to the event, or if I have extras, they need to watch for the extras to be posted on our page.
So I mean, but you have a clientele that orders like, a couple cakes or a couple cheesecakes or a couple whatever at a time. But basically, it's going to be for all that individual stuff, it's going to be that storefront. That's what's going to
Yep.
be the difference, being able to come in at any time
Yep.
and not have to go to just an event to be able
Yeah.
to get those things.
Yeah, the storefront, it sounds much better, mainly because of just storage. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
The way I could just unload my trailer or have like our truck come and unload into a storefront
Yeah.
and just have everything organized and not stuffed into a trailer. And then like ice, like I could have an ice machine in a storefront, whereas right now I'm buying bags and bags and bags and bags of ice from like an ice machine or a gas station, which gets pretty costly depending on where we are.
Ice, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
ice gets expensive.
Yeah. So it really just, again, depends on where we go. Like in Tennessee, when we didn't have or we didn't know where those ice machines were, we were going to a local Walmart.
Oh, gosh.
And it was, we filled up carts and carts of bags of ice, thinking we were going to sell all these shake-ups. It was costly. So again, like a storefront, just having the
Having
ability
your
to have
ice
storage
machine
and ice machine
stuff like that.
My husband's ready for my trailer to be out of the front yard. So he's
Yeah.
like, storefront, you can store your trailer up there too.
Store it at the business.
So, just all of those things that come into play, because right now my building is sitting in the front yard. So.
Yeah. Well, Hill and I are super proud of you because,
Thank you.
Obviously we've known you for 11 years and you've worked for us for quite a
lot
few of those
those.
years
Yeah.
off and on in between
Yep.
some of your jobs and everything. And we're just super proud of what you and Zach have built and
Shocking,
your family.
looking back
yeah.
now, you're like,
But so the next big, you have an event this weekend, but
Yep.
the next big one is Farm Progress Show.
Progress.
So hopefully a lot of people that listen to this then come to Farm Progress Show and check out your stuff, and then they can like your Facebook page, KLC Creations.
Yep.
And
We've
are
got
you on
our
any
little
other ones, or is it
pink
just
logo and pink
yeah.
food trailer as a cover photo, but
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks, Kaylin. I appreciate it.
Thank you.